All right, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Charlie Iron Knife, aka Spirit, along with his pet American Eagle, Freedom. Now, I have to say I'm so happy that Hasbro made this figure because of the fact that I remember when I was a kid and I had this figure here, and he came with Freedom, and Freedom, clipped onto his arm, whichever arm you wanted to clip him onto. Um, he was cool. And to me, being half Apache, yeah, to me that was awesome to have another, American Indian or Native American, I should say, in the GI Joe line. I know Airborne was another American Indian, so they had the two, which was really cool. But Spirit was always my favorite, and seeing him in the comic books, he came in, what was it, issue 31 back in 1984, I believe. If I made a mistake, please let me know. It's been a long time. Yeah, he was really cool with all his tracking, and he was taking care of Snake Eyes and so on and so forth. But anyway, enough of my rambling on that. Yeah, awesome, awesome. And this guy is near and dear to my heart because I am Native American, and that's just, hey, I'm just saying, that's just me. That's my, and yeah, because, when he had the red sash in the front, along with, the red headband and the braids, I always thought that he was a Apache also. And he possibly could. They never really said what tribe he's from. They just say that he's from, was it Tuso Pueblo, Mexico, right? So that's still in that area. I mean, yeah. So really cool. But yeah, and also it's cool because of his ranking. He was a sergeant, first class. So that would have made him what, an E7. He was an E4 specialist. He was infantry. Yeah, Spirit's awesome all the way around, all the way around. And he also was a part of the Slaughter Marauders, which was really cool. Eventually, when he got there, to that part, just cool stuff. Just they did a lot of stuff with this character, and to see him in the vintage, I mean, yeah, he's missing the red sash in the front here, but that's all right. I mean, if I wanted to put it on there, I can do it myself, but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna leave him the way that he is. I mean, this is just so nostalgic for me, and I know I keep rambling on and on and on and on, so please forgive me. But I mean, I'm in awe. And just really quick story. When I had him, I always kept Freedom with me because I always thought it was really cool to have, a pet eagle. And so I kept Freedom. I must have been maybe, I would say 7, 8 years old, somewhere around there. Now I'm running around where I grew up in Ohio. My brother and I went to this arcade, and I ended up leaving Freedom, and I must have cried for, like 2 or 3 hours or something. My brother told me to get over it. It's just a stupid plastic bird. But to me, it was, I lost a part of my, of Spirit when I lost him. And anyway, I just wanted to share that, even though that it's a little melodramatic drivel, I guess you could say. But anyway, let's move on to taking a look at this figure's accessories. And before we do, guys, I hope you're having a great weekend out there. And I'm glad that you tuned in to check out this video. And I will try not to make it too long. All right, so let's get into this guy's accessories and check out what he comes with. So starting off, we have his survival knife. It's just casted in black plastic. And that's it, just a regular old survival knife. Next, which I find really, really cool that they actually included, was his tribal dagger, his ceremonial dagger, the dagger of his people, of his tribe. It's really nice. It's decorated. The blade is with some black and silver on it, and then it has the goat skull on there. At least that's what it looks like to me, a goat skull, or yeah. Kind of reminds me of kind of like the Havoc stuff. It's small. Can't really tell what it is. Could be a bird, for all I know, but it kind of resembles a little bit of a goat. Not that he'd have a goat skull on there anyway, but you know, just the way that the handle was carved. Could be bird. Now that actually, yep, now I'm getting it close to the camera, it looks more like a bird. But very nice, either way, all the way around. And next, he comes with his M1 911A1 automatic pistol. And it's cool, it's just casted in plastic. Or casted in plastic, real nice. It's just casted in a black plastic. I mean, there's some details in the handgun itself. If you ask me, by the looks of it, it kind of looks like a Glock, but it's not. It's a little different. There's some, looks like a bird's wing going across the front of the actual pistol itself, which is actually really cool that they included that. Whoever thought of that was some great thinking. Yep, you can see the eagle right there. You have the bird's wing there, and then you have the head. Look at that. That's awesome. Turn it like that way you can see it better. That is really cool. Really cool. But yeah, so there is his automatic pistol. Next we have Spirit's Remington sniper rifle. And this is a beautiful sniper rifle. I love it. Very nicely done by the people at Hasbro. I love the fact that they added a little bit of paint here on the stock of the gun itself. I love all the details that they actually put. Actually, here's the stock. This is the front of the barrel. I can't remember what this is called, but anyway, the gripping area. Very nice scope that's on here. It is a pistol grip and it's a bolt action. So it's not automatic, it's a bolt action sniper rifle. Very nice. And the magazine does come out, which is also really cool. Oop, if I could see what I'm doing here. There we go. But very well done. I love the way they did everything with the weaponry. Very nice. Next we have Spirit's backpack. So this is cool because you have the pouches, and then you have these cases here, and then on top of the cases you have the perch for freedom, and then you have this peg here which actually holds the Remington sniper rifle, and that's it. I mean, you have just a little bit of detail here to show that it's kind of some sort of textured out cloth, and then you have, I mean, yeah, they could have made the straps here, they could have painted them a little bit or whatever the case with these cases back here. But if you ask me, he's infantry, so this is probably some kind of, weaponry that he's carrying on his back. But otherwise, that's some cool stuff that they've added in. Next, I want to talk about Freedom. And I love the fact of what they did with Freedom here. He has an articulated head. He has articulated legs, and his feet are also articulated. They twist, and then you have the pegs so they can peg into Freedom's or Spirit's arm and to the perch on Spirit's backpack. The neat thing with these is that they put these on these like ball joints right here, so you can actually pop these bad boys out just like that, and then you could take his wings for flight and you just pop them in, and they move. So that's really cool that they did this. And like I said before in the beginning of this video, very nostalgic, very cool. I mean, wow. And yeah, I mean, his feet, they don't really lay back, but you can lay him back in his flight pose, and you can get him with his wings up, you can get him with his wings down. Shoot, I mean, if you want, you can get him with his wings forward. So that's really cool. Whoop, just pop that out. But anyway, when you move these back, the way they're made, I love the way they did this part right here of the wing, where it bends, so that way you don't mess up on putting it on him backwards, and that way they don't ever look goofy when you put them on. But beautifully done. I love the way that they've done Freedom in this scale, and very nice. I mean, look at you can look at the feathers, yeah, beautiful texture. all the way around. All right, so let's get into the man himself. Let's get into Charlie Iron Knife himself, and let's take a good look at the figure. Now, he has his red headband and the braids, and you have the typical classified flashlight or comms on the shoulder here. I love the fact that they put a smoke bomb here and then a grenade on the actual strap of his harness. And then you have, for his ceremonial dagger or tribal dagger, he has his own sheath for that. And then on the side you have the sheath for the survival knife. You have the holster for his pistol. And yeah, I love the way they did this. It doesn't get into the way of the articulation. It moves around. So very nice. I'm not going to really go over paint sculpt because it's probably been done to death. But he has his red shirt underneath, which he should. He's just missing the red sash. And like I said, that's up to you if you want to put that on there. I love the fact that they included the leather cover, the gauntlet, so Freedom can actually, land on his arm without digging his talons into his arm. Like the way they did the folded sleeves, and they actually put the button to hold the sleeves up so they don't roll back down from when he's handling business. But yeah, he is a nostalgic looking figure all the way around, to the brown pants, to the blue shirt, everything. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you can take his knives. Now me, I wouldn't put his knife in this way because that's just me. If I was wearing a knife like this, I'd have it this way, because when you're going to pull it out, there's a certain way you're going to hold these, that he would hold the knife. His ceremonial dagger, of course, only going to go in one way, so that's going to go in just like that. And it's cool because everything fits on him beautifully. And you take his pistol, you just pop it in right there, and done. I like the fact that they got away from those futuristic looking weapons, and you probably heard that on every single one of these classified reviews. His backpack pegs in here on his back, and then the Remington, it can go, I'd say go peg it in just like that. All right, and then if you wanted to perch Freedom on here, I'm going to try to do this while we're on camera. Just kind of peg it. I peg a foot at a time because that way I can adjust him to the way I want him to be when he's up here. And the question is, and there you go, that's the question. He can stand with all that on him. That is impressive. That is very, very impressive. Now I'm going to put him into a pose, a couple poses, and show that off to you guys. I'm only going to do one or two, and then we will get into some comparisons, and then I will go over a couple other things that I have a little bit of a pet peeve with, and we will end the review. All right, so I put him in a bit of a walk while he's carrying his sniper rifle. And if anybody who's ever carried a sniper rifle or ever used one, you're not going to hold it by the pistol grip and your finger near the trigger and carry it. You're going to let the butt of the gun rest on between your forearm and your bicep, and you're going to carry it facing downwards. That way nobody gets hurt. In case you fall, you drop it, whatever the case. So that's actually really, really accurate. All right, now since I have him here, I just want to go over a couple things. His articulation, he can look up really far. He can look down. His arms, they can move out really nice. They rotate all the way around. They have the butterfly hinge inside for the shoulder, which is really nice. He has a bicep swivel, double joint for the elbows. He has wrist swivel, and then this hand goes side to side, and this hand actually goes up and down, but this gauntlet here kind of hinders that movement to let it go up and down. Now moving down to the torso, up top he has his ab crunch, which he can crunch this far, crunch that far back, and he does have a little bit at the waist swivel. He has a little bit of a rocker there, which is actually quite nice because it does come in handy when you are posing him. Then moving down to the actual legs themselves, you have his drop down legs, so his legs can kick out forward and backward. He can do the splits as far. Now right now the knife's getting in the way and the gun's getting in the way of that articulation, so which therefore you would want to remove those if you're going to have him doing some like really wide stance. Moving down, he has a upper thigh swivel right here, but the strap of the knife and the pistol holster for the pistol are right there, right up close to him to kind of hide that a little bit, which is really nice. And then he has his double jointed knees, which comes up really nice, really far. That's awesome. And then he has a boot swivel, which is nice because the pants come down right to the top of the boot, and that's where they put the swivel. So beautiful. Kudos to the guys at Hasbro for that. Awesome job. And then you have his ankle articulation, which allows his foot to pivot back this far, pivot forward thus far, and then side to side. All right. So now that I got the articulation out of the way, let me put him into another pose, and then, yeah, like I said, we will get into, like I said, a couple of, Jesus, I can't think today. A couple of comparisons. And here I put Spirit in like a tracking pose, like he's actually tracking someone or an animal, whatever the case. He's just holding onto his rifle, you know, in front of him. But this guy, he poses, and he poses beautifully. All right, now that I'm all done with this, let's get into some comparisons, and yeah, and then I'll go over a couple of my pet peeves that I found on the figure, and we will end the review. Here's how he compares to the SH Figure Arts Goku Black. And here's how he compares to the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Wolverine. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this review on Spirit Charlie Iron Knife. I really do. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope it was a bit educational on a couple of things. And I know I kind of rambled in the beginning, so I apologize. So let me make this closing quick. Okay, now I said I had a couple pet peeves. Well, all right. The gumminess of the legs, that's one. They've been doing a lot lately. They need to kind of fix that. But what they have fixed, and I have to say, is that they fixed the actual like ankle articulation on the figure itself. When you go to pose them so they're not falling over, like my Alley Vipers fall over all the time. The ankle joints are weak. They don't want to hold up, and it's crazy. And I haven't done like crazy posing. Like I put this guy through the paces to put him into a lot of different poses, a lot of deep poses, and he's good. He's really good. So I have to give him that on that. But as far as the gumminess and legs, it kind of worries me, especially when it comes down to those drop down hips. I'm afraid they're gonna break. So hopefully they won't. Hopefully that's just the way it is. Now moving on to the other pet peeve that I have is that when you take a look at his tribal symbol here, which is great that they put it in. It's the hatchet with the feathers on it, which is great, which makes me believe that he is Apache Indian. Yeah, because of that symbol right there. But that's okay, that's good. That was on the old figure as well. But if you're trying to keep it nostalgic, this is the part that kills me. Why are they putting all of the rankings in the opposite direction? These are supposed to be facing down. Now I know, depending on the uniform or a jacket or whatever the case in the military, sometimes they do face up. But in the original figure, they faced down. And they should face down on this figure as well, which they don't. It's not an end-all be-all when it comes to that. I just wanted to point that out, that it's one of those things that if you're gonna make it as close as to the original, then do it. I mean, it's a simple little thing that they could have just spun around and done. I know that the depending on the military, on which way they want to do it, because of, you know, like Britain or whatever, you know, the ranking system faces down, the chevrons face down, they don't face up, so the US will face them up. But on this figure, like I said in the original, they faced down. Anyway, guys, look, I just want to say, if any of these figures that Hasbro does, this is one that is near and dear to my heart, like I said in the beginning, because, well, he's a tribesman just like I am, And he also, you know who he also reminds me of? Well, he doesn't remind me, but the other character that I would say they took some inspiration from is Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat. He is a Totoka. And this guy here, I think they took some inspiration from Spirit, which, hey, you know what? That's just my opinion. I'm throwing out there. I'm not saying that they did, but that's just my opinion on the situation. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like, subscribe, and as always, leave a comment down below. Please hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything new that I am putting up. And as always, I'll catch y'all on the flippy flip.